Before I jump into today's video, I have an announcement. We are reintroducing the Patreon Mail Club. So this month's theme, we have yokai and spirits, and we're kicking off our new mail club. So the first tier, we have the Monster Mix tier, which comes with a 5x7 original print and a 3x3 vinyl sticker. The original print will be a video coming up very soon. And if you want to upgrade to the Monster Mega tier, you will get that original print, the vinyl sticker, and a sticker sheet. So if you want to grab these goodies, make sure to subscribe over on the Patreon to either of the mail clubs before November 30th. And then these packs will be sent on the 10th for the month after. So you'll be receiving these sometime in the beginning of December. Thanks everybody, and let's get into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are doing another emoji monster mash. You guys seem to really like the last one. I had a blast doing it, so I thought I would make another one for you guys and kind of challenge myself to do more of these. So we have a very long list of them left over from the first time I asked for them on Instagram. So we're gonna dive into that one and pick out a few more to do today. So basically how this works is I had a lot of people submit 3 emojis over on my Instagram where they could basically mix and match any of them together, and then I have to make a creature or a being of some sort, maybe a character, based off of these emoji combos. So the first one we have today is from dbrett517, where it's a horse, and then I think this one is like a disappearing person is the emoji, and then a snake. And then the second one we have is from grumpyt67, which is a skull and crossbones, a alien, and then one of those like biomechanical type of like prosthetic arms. So with those two, I think we're gonna get some really cool creatures. Maybe we'll get like a humanoid with the alien. I don't know. We're gonna have to experiment and do some sketching and figure out what we're gonna make today. We're gonna start with the horse disappearing dude and the snake. So let's go ahead and jump in and get those sketches going. Okay, let's jump in to our first creature with the ghost disappearing dude snake combo. And so when I'm going into these initial sketches, kind of my idea was like almost like a Kelpie adjacent creature. Like I was thinking it could be some weird, cool, like, I don't know, guardian spirit or like a yokai type of thing. I thought that'd be really cool. So my first sketch was like, I was thinking the snake body would be really cool to be attached to some hooves instead of like, you know, like a Kelpie is more of like a water-based one with, I guess like a fish end to it. So I was thinking of doing something similar, but with like a snake body. And then I wanted the mane to kind of look almost like ghost fire in a way, and have that like slowly disappear off the body. So that was kind of what I was thinking going into the first initial sketch, but I wanted to explore more of making maybe the horse face a little more snake-like. So I explored the face a little bit more. And then that kind of led to our final sketch, which I end up using for the final drawing, just because I loved how the pose turned out. It had a really cool flow to it, and like the body looked really cool, and I think it has like a very strong silhouette. So I was like, we're gonna go with this sketch. I think it looks really cool, and I just loved how it looked overall. So going into this one, I knew I wanted it to look like basically a scaled horse. I wanted it to be very snake-like, and I thought about exaggerating the neck a little bit more and making it like a very long-necked snake. But I tried that out in the initial part where I brought the sketch over and broke it up, and I was like, no, I feel like it doesn't really add to the silhouette as much, and it felt like the neck got a little more awkward that way, so I kept it at like kind of a normal horse length. And I think that helped like make the tail feel like more balanced too. Like I feel like if I put the head a little too low, this wouldn't have felt as balanced, but that was kind of an idea on my brain. And so I basically did the line art of the main body behind the line art of like this weird hair fire thing, and kind of kept them separate because I knew I wanted them to kind of fade in and out of the space. I had a lot of fun also experimenting with the colors of this one. So while I was working on it and after I finished like the line art, I was kind of getting in the vibe of like, it was giving me almost like Hades from Hercules feeling, like having maybe it in deeper blues or like kind of matching the skin tone of like Hades. I don't know why, but that's what was really pulling me in. So I was thinking about that when I was going into creating this creature. I was like, I have the cool like Soulfire mane, and like I want that to be like the brightest part of the body. So I wanted the body to be in like those darker tones. And I was just so excited to jump in and do the colors for this one. So yeah, the main body, I stuck with kind of this darker blue, and added a lot of like cool scales to it later on with this really awesome brush I found on Clip Studio. And then I ended up hitting like pink for the mane. I just kind of put it as like a placeholder color at first, but then I actually was really liking it. We had a little bit of a joke on Twitch that it was like almost like forbidden cotton candy. It's like, it probably is like a cold Soulfire, like it does the opposite. Instead of burning you, it like freezes you. So you probably wouldn't want to touch it, and you probably don't want to touch this creature in general because it could probably bite you. It probably has some weird curse energy to it. I don't really know exactly what this thing would do, but I think you'd want to try to avoid it at least a little bit. But yeah, that pink color was something that I wasn't 100% planning on, but after putting in the base layer of it and then adding more to it, like adding a little bit of blues and like that darker pink, I was really digging it. I thought it looked really cool, and I was like, huh, an unexpected color choice, and it's really working out. And I think it like complements the blue very well, because we have like the cooler blue tones with like the slightly warmer pinks, because I didn't really go for a super warm pink, and then adding blue on top of the pink for sure made it like a cooler color in general. So yeah, I really love this cool ghost horse. I think it turned out really awesome. And as I was working on it too, I wanted to make sure it had like that disappearing cloud guy emoji too. So I ended up doing a clipping mask on the main body, the line art, and then the mane and the line art for the mane. And I kind of like slowly erased it out, so then you could see a little bit of the background and see that it is kind of fading in and out of the space, like it's kind of disappearing, because I wanted to give that illusion that it was kind of disappearing away and was like coming in and out of our frame of view, I guess you could say. So yeah, I loved this combo. It was a very interesting combo for the emojis, but I think it turned out super sick, and is probably one of my favorites now for the emoji combos. Like, I thought the Fae Turtle was really cool last time, but I still love that one, but this one, this one is really cool. I think it's just also because I love doing creepy monsters, and I don't do them that often. It's so weird. Like, I love doing them, but I keep saying on this channel, I don't do them super often. So I love doing these weird, creepy, ghost, cryptid, whatever type of creature, or like a yokai or something like that. So I love it. I think it turned out really cool. And I'd be curious if you ever want to try doing these emoji combos, like post them on Instagram and tag me and let me know what you think of them too. Like, I would love to see how you guys interpret some of these emoji combos as well. All right, so that is our first monster completed. I love this one. It is so cool. Like, I had the idea already in my brain before getting into like doing this drawing, but I'm really glad I did more of those exploratory sketches to like kind of beef out what this creature was gonna look like in general. Because like the first sketch, I think it was good. I think the first sketch was okay, but it didn't feel like the mood I wanted for this like weird kind of ghost horse snake creature thing. So I'm glad I did a further exploration of like maybe how its face could look. And then this final pose idea, I just love so much. So with the first one done, now we're gonna jump into our skull and crossbones, alien, and the biomechanical cool prosthetic arm combo. So let's go ahead and get those sketches going and get this alien thing figured out. All right, time to get into our second creature for today's video, which is a alien mixed with a skull and crossbones and the cybernetic arm. So I was honestly a little intimidated by this one. We ended up, both of these were chosen live on Twitch. I had like a couple of different options and the community voted on them. I mean, I picked this one because I kind of was excited for maybe an interesting challenge, but I wasn't sure if it would get voted in or not, but it did. And so I was a little intimidated because like I do like drawing aliens and alien-like creatures, but I don't do it very often. I think it's really cool to do like the sci-fi adjacent things, but I'm not as active with drawing them, or I guess familiar with it. So it's always kind of a fun challenge and a little intimidating to do so. But I think the biggest thing was I was like, oh, there's a cybernetic arm in this mix. That means I probably need to draw some type of mech parts, and you guys know how I feel about mechs. But then I was like, but it also has skeleton, like skull and crossbones, which means I could probably do some like weird bone mech hybrid. And so in the initial concept sketching, I had this first idea was like if you took an alien and all that was left was maybe its head or torso, and so you put it in like a biomechanical suit was my first initial idea. And I for sure think that this one was heavily inspired by like Space Marines. I'm not super into Warhammer, but I've been seeing a lot about it and a lot of artwork from people I follow. So I was like, I think it was in the brain a little bit. I'm like, this kind of looks like an interesting, weird alien Space Marine thing. So that was the first initial idea. And I was like kind of liking it. The top half I liked, but the bottom half I tried to do like almost General Grievous legs and then added some extra like weird spider mechanical legs. And I'm like, those are okay. But I wasn't really jiving with it as much. And so the second sketch, I was like, well, what if I made more of a quadruped alien? And then I was like, okay, this one I'm really, really jiving with. I was thinking the head is kind of like almost a skull and it has like bones protruding out in different places. And then the legs, I was like, I want to make it an interesting hybrid between bones and biomechanical type of feeling. Like it's as if this was found like maybe a corpse, or the legs were already losing their muscle mass or their skin, and all that was left was really the bones and this really emaciated body. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like someone could slap on some really cool cyborg parts and make this thing actually run and still work. So I was like, all right, I got the idea. I got the concept I really like. So let's jump in and actually draw it. So I loved kind of how these weird legs worked. I thought they were really cool, almost like spider-like, I guess, skeleton legs, spider-like skeleton legs. And this one, I just liked the overall body shape. I tried to push like certain proportions to make it look both like that emaciated look, but also make sure it was alien enough, because I like doing aliens, but I think sometimes they lean a little too much into what exists on our planet. One of the ones that I like, an alien show I got into recently that was super inspiring was, what was it called? Scavenger's Reign. Scavenger's Reign I thought was super cool, and I loved their alien designs and how they had like a whole like ecosystem behind it too. So if you haven't checked out that show, I'd highly recommend it. But that was a little fresh in the brain, and I like how most of their aliens, they do but don't look like things that could be on this planet, which I think is what I like the most about a lot of different alien designs. But that's also what I struggle with, because I think sometimes I lean too much into making it look too similar to a creature that exists here. So I was like, I'm going to try to really depart from that, go as far away from anything I can think of, like either making it too reptile-like or too avian or different things. I'm like, I'm going to try really hard to make it its own thing. And I think I kind of succeeded with that. The long head still kind of reminds me of a xenomorph. I tried to make it as different as I could. But the long cranium, or like the bigger skull, still is very reminiscent to me of being an alien, but it also is like very xenomorph similar. But I feel the rest of it makes it not feel too xenomorph, because the body shape is very different. The legs are very different. And I feel the overall look, it doesn't look too xenomorphy to me personally. But yeah, I really thought this was a fun design. It was a great challenge because I don't draw mechs and I don't draw aliens. So as soon as I saw this one and it got voted on, I was intimidated, but I was also like very excited to try something I don't do super often. So yeah, I am very pleased with our cool, weird little alien dude. So here's our finished alien. I think this one was really cool. Like my first initial concept sketch, I kind of liked, and it was a little inspired by like Space Marines, but I wasn't really jiving with it as much as this one. I was like, this is a really cool, weird creature. I like this like quadruped type of thing. I'm kind of imagining that this thing was like slowly dying, and so something added more of like a biomechanical feature combo. It's like a little cool cyborg. I thought it was a really fun concept. And I don't do aliens that often, so as soon as I saw this, I knew that I had to try doing an alien creature. So yeah, that is it for our 2 emoji creations today. I had a really fun time making them. I love doing these emoji things, and it seems like you guys really enjoy them too. So make sure to go follow me on Instagram and keep an eye on my stories for when I ask for more emojis. I would love to do more of these on the channel, so keep an eye out on there if you have a combo that you would like to submit. But either way, thank you guys again so much for stopping by and checking out this video. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me and my art business. If you guys would like to get a behind the scenes look at any of the creations I'm making, get your name here on the YouTube videos, or join our mail club where we have like stickers and mini prints and a bunch of things that go out every month, go check out my Patreon. But either way, thank you guys again so much. This was really fun. I've been having a blast making so many monsters every month, and I'm hoping you're enjoying it. So if you like this, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe down below, join our little community, maybe check out our Discord, maybe? Yeah, there's a lot of goodies. So I really appreciate your guys' support, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.